In Rankin County, Mississippi, you had the so-called Goon Squad who tortured black people. It's all on record. You can go look it up. They've pled guilty since then by, some great work by some real ones uh, who held it down for the victims in that situation. But those were white cops, white-run sheriff's department. But then you got JPD, a black-run police department in a majority black city with a black mayor. And you have a situation where a 37-year-old man, black man, was run over by the police. His mama was looking for him. Contacted the authorities. Making posts about it on Facebook. Clearly looking for her child. And see, he's 37, but you're always your mama's child. I'm 39, and my mama tells me all the time, I'm still her baby. So this woman was looking for her child. Whole time, police had run over her child and buried her. So I want to talk about something briefly. I want to talk about something briefly. I want to talk about black, white, and blue. But before I do, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I am your homeboy first, and this is the realest, most entertaining show in the game. Put it on something. Again, hit that subscribe button, share, put all your people on it. I thank God for all of you who have been sharing my content. I love you very much. Hit that like button. Feel free to join the channel. And please follow me on Instagram. I'm trying to get up to 40,000 followers over there by the end of the year. Okay. When this story came across my timeline, it was, oh boy. It's heartbreaking. And then it's like enraging as well. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm here, right here on my show, when I'm in the streets. What I do is try to improve this world, particularly my community, the black community. And one of the things that I call for is better policing, just policing, fair policing. Okay. And one of the things that people like me advocate for is for the police department to kind of mirror the community that it's policing. You hear that a lot, right? You hear that a lot. Because you would think common sense wise that if the officers share the same cultural beliefs or the same culture, I just put it because you would think if the officers have some things in common with the people that they are policing, that you won't see shit happen like what happened with George Floyd or what happened with Rodney King back in the day. You know, stuff like that. Or what happened to me. Okay? I've been a victim. You would think that wouldn't happen. But then, like I said, You got black. You got white. And then you got blue. What you talking about? It seems as if far too many times, shouldn't be at all. But of course, nothing's going to be perfect. But it seems like, unfortunately, it seems like the fucking norm that when folks put that goddamn uniform on, whoever they were in their former life, that shit goes out the window and they just become blue and they defend that shit. What's the what they say, the blue code of silence or blue wall of silence? I don't know, but it's like a code that whatever the fuck we do, we gonna protect each other on some gang shit, on some street shit. And you supposed to be cleaning up the fucking streets. What happened in this case? Ain't no way in the hell this shit should have happened. No way in the hell. Okay. Let me read a little bit of the story to you. And I'm getting this from NBC News. I'm sure the folks here locally have done a good job on it as well. This is just one of them that I just bookmarked quickly for y'all. Okay. All right, the article reads, it says, Dexter Wade, 37, was less than a mile from his mother's house when he was struck and killed by an off-duty police officer on March 5th. Okay. It goes on to say that the corporal who alerted police to the collision was not injured. He was not suspected of being under the influence of drugs or alcohol and was not given field sobriety tests. Nor was he cited for any traffic violations. The death was ruled accidental. Dexter suffered severe injuries, including to his head. A toxicology report later noted that Dexter had PCP and methamphetamine in his system, okay? And you want to point out he had been diagnosed, I think, with being like schizophrenic and bipolar as well, okay? But the article goes on to say, an investigator from the Hinds County Coroner's Office responded to the scene. He did not find identification on Dexter while examining him, but found a bottle of prescription medication in his pocket with his name on it. So they knew who this man was. They knew who this man was. Okay? Keep that in mind now, because his mama called the authorities looking for him. So they knew exactly who he was. Okay? It goes on. 3 days later, on March 8th, the investigator, LeGrand Elliott, contacted the medical facility that had provided the prescription and received Betterstein, that's his mother's name as Dexter's next of kin, according to Elliott's case notes. Elliott said he called the number listed for Betterstein in the facility's records and left a voicemail, but got no response. Betterstein confirmed that the number Elliott said he called was correct, but she doesn't remember receiving a call from him and was not able to access her Boost Mobile phone records to check. Okay. Now, right there, you might say, well, the investigator tried, but also, if we going by the police account of shit, that shit is not always true. I know from firsthand experience that shit ain't always true, because the motherfucker who assaulted me lied like a motherfucker. Came into the courtroom with that lie. But it was black versus white cop. In this situation, it's black police department versus a black person who seems like to them didn't matter. This is what motherfuckers were meaning by the Black Lives Matter shit. They wasn't saying that Black Lives matter than anybody else, more than anybody else. They're just saying, God damn, bro. Hey, look, we gotta mean something to you. We fucking human beings too. And don't hit me with that shit. Well, do they matter to each other when we do? I just talked about how last week, when I did a segment about the young King Jack State being murdered, I just talked about how we gotta have respect for each other. So yes, we gotta matter to each other. But if a civilian had hit this man with a car. First of all, they talking about what they say about the officer? He wasn't given a field sobriety test. Shit. Let me go out there and hit somebody and kill them. And am I not gonna be tested? What we talking about? What we talking about? I'm probably gonna end up with a manslaughter charge in this bitch. That's what we're talking about when we speak out against what the police be doing and getting away with, versus with what civilians go through in this same situation. If you, the viewer out there, would have hit Mr. Wade, your ass would have had to go get a lawyer, goddammit. But that ain't what the fuck happened. That ain't what happened. But let's go back. Let's go back to it, okay? Says Elliott, again, that's the investigator, confirmed Dexter's identification on March 9th when the state crime lab said his fingerprints matched those it had on file for him, according to his notes. Elliott said in an interview that he passed what he'd found, a phone number and an address. Phone number and an address to the Jackson Police Department's accident investigation squad so they could notify Bertestein, again, that's Dexter's, Mr. Wade's mother, of Dexter's death. This is a quote from the investigator. Once we get that information, I turn it over to police because it is their jurisdiction so that they can do the proper death notification. Meanwhile, Mr. Wade's mama, she posting shit on Facebook, pleading, has anybody seen my child? Okay. On March 15th, the day after Bertestein reported Dexter missing, Elliott followed up with Jackson police for updates. No kin has been located as of yet. What the fuck? So she has contacted the police. They know her son's name because they got that shit off the motherfucking medical, the prescription. The investigator said he had the name and goddamn address, and now the mama done contacted the police and ain't nobody telling her shit. It'll be basically 6 months before this lady really know what the fuck happened to her child. Goddamn board of supervisors then voted to bury her child on let's see, when did they do that? Says the board of supervisors approved the coroner's burial request on April 3rd. 4 days later, Elliott called Jackson police again. That's the investigator. No new updates, he wrote in his notes. Something's going to arrive here. Either the investigator line or JPD line, something is fucked up here. Very fucked up. And they went out there and buried this woman's child. In not an unmarked grave, but just marked with a number. And ultimately, months later, she go out there, and that's what she sees. Buried him at plot number 672 in a plot of land behind the county jail. Now, there's a curveball in this shit too. See, Ms. Wade was hesitant to call the police in the first place because of what the police had done to her brother. See, she had a brother pass away after being slammed to the ground by the police. And she was bringing suit against these motherfuckers. So she was hesitant to call him because of that shit. But went ahead and did it because she wanted to find her goddamn child. So, of course, now she looking at it like, was this retribution or something? They just go ahead and bury my baby because I'm suing them? Like, what the fuck? But goddamn, what do we do if you say we need the police to mirror the community, and then when you have that and the police still on some fuck shit, goddamn, what you do, dog? I can give you another example. This happened recently. My young boy, one of my beloved young boys, say he was either coming from school or headed to school. He's a student at Jack State University. Okay, got pulled over. And they asked, could they search his vehicle? He said no, which is his right. Fourth Amendment, no illegal searches and seizures. He knows that. He's one of my best students. I taught my kids all goddamn all the amendments. Okay, all the amendments. They know him, and he's currently, if I'm not mistaken, a political science major at Jackson State University. He know his shit. Oh, they ain't like that. And these black cops got real aggressive with him and shit, and trying to act like he had some marijuana in the car and all that kind of shit. They're like, what? They ain't like that. Total bullshit. That could have gone left. But my youngin contacted me, and when I called him back, he was distraught. I could tell he was upset because again, and the main thing that was fucking with him is that these were black cops doing this to him. Black cops. Should have been a routine traffic stop. Okay, writing my ticket. I don't know if we said like a tail light might have been out. I don't know what the fuck it was. Or a tag might have been out. Something like that. Right, the routine stop. Write the ticket, let go. But you see this young black male, and you start to think that he up in here smoking dope. And he said he was riding in his sister's car, who's a fucking professor herself. Not to say professors don't smoke weed, but he says his sister definitely doesn't. But they handle them rough. I can't see them doing that to no white person. Black, white, and blue, man. Even our own, a lot of our own, put on that goddamn blue uniform and forget that they are black people. Put on that blue uniform and they buy into the white supremacist bullshit that the law enforcement community as a whole pushes. That a white person suspected of something, their life is more valuable. You got to treat them more carefully. You can't do no shit to them like that. But in black folk, you can just handle them rough. Because this is some bullshit. All them fucking months, this woman looking for a child and contact the authorities. They didn't fucking kill them and bury them. You can't make this shit up. I think I heard, maybe my wife told me that the attorney Ben Crump is getting in on this. So hopefully some straightening can come. She can't get her child back, and I know that's what the lady wants. I know that's what my mama would want. But hopefully Ben Crump can get some straightening for this family. And hopefully, we can get some reform in policing in this country. I am not one of these folks who says defund the police. I am one of these folks that said we need to increase pay for police to attract better human beings. They'll increase the goddamn training, okay? Demilitarize these motherfuckers now. Some of the shit that you been seeing with the police and all the gadgets and gizmos that they getting, all that kind of, no, we just need better human beings in that bitch. Kind of like education. I didn't need all them bells and whistles in the classroom. I ain't need all that. Give me a board to write on. Give me something to display my shit to the kids, whether it be a projector or whatever I need like that. Okay, I got my own computer, and let's roll. Because I'm going to make it do what it do. But I'm highly intelligent, highly motivated, enthusiastic, energetic about things, okay, and ready to do my job. And I love the people and want to help the people. But people like me want to be paid. So yes, I say increase the pay, increase the training, increase the standards, get better people into these difficult jobs. difficult fucking jobs. Being a police is a tough job. Being a policeman or a policewoman is a tough job. You gotta compensate people for that. But we gotta eliminate this bullshit. You can't be putting on that goddamn color and treating folks differently. Can't do that. So I say, shout out to all the real ones out there who are police officers. Shout out to my dog, Officer Lucas. Shout out to my young queen, one of my goats, Victoria Kelly, and all the other real ones who are in policing. Hell, don't let the fuck shit sway you. Don't let the fuck shit change you. Keep being real, and maybe from the inside, maybe you can change some things. But long live Mr. Wade, and God bless the Wade family. Put it on something.
Please subscribe to my daddy's YouTube channel because the more subscribers he gets, the more attractive he looks to sponsors. The more attractive he looks to sponsors, the more money he can make. And the more money he can make, the more money he can spend on me.